spell my shit wrong.
You know what that means?
Means somebody fucked up.
No, do you know what your name means, God? R is the first letter of your name. R is for rule. To rule is in the nature of the black man. Rules are given to those who are living a righteous way of life. And those rules are given to King, who is Allah, the only ruler there is. What's today's mathematics, God? What's today's mathematics, God?
Today's mathematics, knowledge, understanding. All being born to culture. Knowledge and understanding allows the Asiatic black man to reign supreme over his cipher and share the culture with those who want to attain the 12 jewels. Peace, God.
Peace, God.
Clarence Edward Smith was born February 22nd, 1928 in Danville, Virginia. In 1952, Smith was inducted into the United States Army. He served in the Korean War in Japan and was awarded honors and medals, including the Bronze Service Star, according to classified FBI records. In 1960, he was honorably discharged from the military. The 5% Nation, sometimes referred to as the Nation of Gods and Earths, or the 5%ers, is a black nationalist movement influenced by Islam that was founded in 1964 in the Harlem section of the borough of Manhattan, New York, by Allah the Father, who was previously known as Clarence 13X, and before that, Clarence Edward Smith.
I heard you converted to Islam?
I've been Islam.
Okay.
I've been Islam since I was 12, 13 years old. Because I was introduced to the 5% Nation of Islam when I was 12 or 13 years old. You know what I'm saying? And it's been that ever since. So
for the people that don't know, what is the 5%?
The 5% Nation of Islam is it's a division of the Nation of Islam that was created by the father Clarence 13X, who used to be a Muslim. He used to be a part of the Nation of Islam, Muslim. He was one of the head generals of the Fruit of Islam, which is a Muslim security at the time. The father, Clarence 13X, he was a brother that felt like it was important that the urban community was being communicated to as far as, the science behind everything in life in the way that was prioritized just as much as it was for Muslims that, were born into being Muslim or that had converted into the Nation of Islam. Now, the father, Clarence 13X, he felt like, a lot of these kids in the urban community, they ain't had a discipline or the mindset or the conditioning to want to convert. You know what I'm saying? So that still didn't mean that they didn't deserve the science. That still didn't mean that they didn't deserve the truth. That still didn't mean that they didn't deserve the information that could help empower them. So what he did was he went in the hood and he would see these kids on the corner, gambling, rolling dice, selling drugs or whatever they was doing. And he went to them and partook. He felt it was necessary to sacrifice himself in a way where even if he had to partake in the activities that was improper, to clean them up. If they smoked, he smoked with them. If they rolled dice, he rolled dice with them, to make them feel comfortable enough to embrace him in their circle and be willing to listen to the information. You know what I'm saying? And that's what he did. And he created the 5% Nation of Islam, which is broken down, and the 5% is the rich poor, is the poor righteous teachers of the planet, and 85% is the mystery God believers and the slaves to the mental deaf and power, and the ones easily led in the wrong direction and hard to be led in the right. And the 10% is the rich bloodsuckers of the poor. So those are like the ones that pretty much run things in government.
Members of the group call themselves Allah's 5%ers, which reflects the concept that 10% of the people in the world know the truth of existence, and those elites and their agents opt to keep 85% of the world in ignorance and under their controlling thumb. The remaining 5% of those who know the truth and are determined to enlighten the 85%. The Nation of Gods and Earth teaches the belief that black people are the original people of the planet Earth and are therefore the fathers, also known as gods, and mothers, also known as earths of civilization. The nation teaches that supreme mathematics and supreme alphabet, a set of principles created by Allah, the Father, is the key to understanding humankind's relationship to the universe. The nation believed in teaching a form of God, and his proper name is Allah, the Arabic word for God.
The devil didn't get control of black culture. The devil don't control, these devils don't control black culture. True black culture is still intact. These devils came amongst us and created something totally different off of what we created. They grafted something totally different, and y'all joined up and married on to that. That's exactly what happened. And this is why you got celebrities with they before and after pictures that don't match. They changed the culture up, switched it up, and y'all joined on to it. But black culture is still intact.
When Allah, the Father, left the Nation of Islam, he was joined by Abu Shahid, who agreed with Allah's questioning of Wallace Fard Muhammad. Allah the Father and Shahid were nicknamed High Scientists due to their intense study of the lessons. Allah was also joined by Justice, who would become one of Allah's closest associates until his death. Allah proselytized the streets of Harlem to teach others his views based on his interpretations of Nation of Islam's teaching. After failing to reach elder adults whom he saw as already set in their ways, he found success with the street youth. On October the 10th, 1964, this young group formed the first 9 born of what became known as the 5% Nation, or later, the Nation of Gods and Earth.
10% of the world population is going to be the rich who lead the 85% of the population in the wrong direction. And it's just going to be 5% of the world population who is going to enlighten the world population to the truth about the almighty, true, and living God. Peace.
We here at 2122 7th Avenue, the home of the Nation of Gods and Earths, a law school in Mecca. And this is where it happened. This is where it started.
First, Clarence 13X that came out of Temple Number 7.
Yes,
when he came out of Temple Number 7 in 1964, there was a lot of things going on in Harlem.
Yes,
you know, it's mainly the youth. The youth was influenced by the Nation of Islam, Minister Malcolm X. They would have the outdoor rallies, right?
Yes,
and then the youth started reacting on it now. The black man's God, the white man is the devil. Then next thing you know, the police was already dealing with police brutality, killing young people. A brother named James Powell at 15 years old got killed for nothing, brother, just for being on the street. You know what I mean? So the youth was trying to fight back, the police and everything. And they had a little bit of lessons, they had the language, but they didn't really have a true understanding. They was taught by brothers called the Harlem Six, that the media improperly referred to as the Blood Brothers. See? But these were the 6 brothers that were spreading Islam. 2 of them came from out the mosque themselves, had the exes. They was teaching the young brothers piecemeal, because they didn't really have it all the way live and right and exact, you know, the way the father had it. Because the father Allah, he was in the mosque for 4 years. He wasn't a Sunday Muslim, but he was an everyday Muslim. Yeah, every day. He lived across the street, you know, down the street, 4 blocks from the mosque on 112th Street, you know, Martin Luther King Projects, aka Boston Projects, you know, and he worked in the mosque, you know, as a painter with 2 brothers, Brother Ben and Brother George. They were painters. So they would paint all throughout Queens, Manhattan, Brooklyn, and everything, mainly like working with Jews and stuff like that, right? And So then he also sold the papers full time. So that's what he did. He was a full-time Muslim. He didn't have no employment outside the Nation of Islam. So 4 years deep, every Monday FOI class, brother. So you take 52 weeks times 4 years, brother, he was at FOI class 200, you know what I mean? At least 200 FOI classes every Monday.
In December of 1964, Clarence 13X was shot with a high-powered rifle in the basement of a building that was a gambling spot known as The Hole. The high-powered rifle was a hunting rifle that used a .30-06 caliber round. The power of these two components combined earned this weapon the name the Elephant Gun. And though the bullet from this rifle had Clarence's name on it, Clarence survived the shooting. A elephant gun could take down anything. Clarence had no idea how extensively the FBI was monitoring his every move. The planted electronic surveillance devices cut through a dense wall of sound that revealed Clarence's every move. When Clarence 13X Smith designated himself Allah, incorporating into himself the qualities of the divine God, the Muslims were upset. In one stroke, Elijah Muhammad, messenger of Allah, leader and teacher, was demoted to a follower. He had been shot in the chest in 1965 during a crap game. Allah was constantly gambling, and he was not a good loser. He kept himself surrounded by 5%ers, and when he lost, they would guerrilla the winners to get Allah's money back for him. Most people who gamble with Allah, sooner or later, had it in for him. He recovered from his wound and told people that henceforth, no one could kill him. He had been saved in order to lead his people. God brought me back to life to show his children the way, he said. It is still a mystery today in 2014 as of what was the real cause of Clarence 13X's demise.